morning, Pontiveros, the wife of Officer Rico Aranda. I want to start off by saying my condolences to the family of the police officer from Chandler, Christopher Farrar. I just want them to know that I know there's nothing I can say or do to make it better, but I want them to know that I have them in my prayers, and there's not a day that goes by that they're not in my mind. It's extremely sad, I know. And also I want to take this time to thank everybody, the whole community. There's so many people that are reaching out. It's ongoing still, trying to help us, with so many things, and especially the Gilbert Police Department. They're amazing, and I'm so grateful for them. They've been amazing through this. This is something that you're not prepared for. Nobody really is, but they're definitely making it a little bit easier, to deal with. And I'm so grateful. There's nothing I can say to show my gratitude. It's just amazing. And when the right time comes, I will personally go to everybody that's been helping and thank them myself, maybe a hug or something. And as for my husband, he's recovering. He's doing so good. I'm not a doctor myself, but I can tell you this. I know my husband, and he's strong. He's probably the strongest man I know, and I know that, I'm sorry, I know that he's just, it's on up from here. He's gonna be good, and he has a lot to live for, a lot. And thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the support. I'm so grateful. I am forever grateful to you guys. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Matthew Reale. I'm a sergeant with the Gilbert Police Department. I'd like to start off by thanking Adalia for the opportunity to discuss her husband, Officer Rico Aranda. For such a little person, Rico has an enormous personality that has naturally drawn many officers to him. To be selected from those officers to represent the department this morning, I was overwhelmed with pride and feel honored to be here before you to speak on such an exemplary officer and human being. I believe I was asked here to be here today because of my relationship with Rico. I met Rico before my promotion as one of his field training officers. After my promotion, Rico was assigned to my first patrol team, where we spent a year working the same schedule. After our year together, Rico and I both moved to new teams. On Rico's current assignment, our schedules overlapped for 3 days. In a nutshell, we spent a lot of time together where I had the opportunity to learn about his character. Rico is a model employee. He meets or exceeds expectations, is willing to take additional responsibilities. His paperwork and duties are always completed on time. As an officer, Rico is a valiant protector of the Constitution, constantly studying law and its application to serve the community. Rico always took this job seriously, even when he didn't. Often, while playing Call of Duty, Rico would insist on discussing case law or the impending hypothetical effect of a political event, until he had to sign off to watch Dragon Ball Z. While in uniform, Rico is an officer his peers wanted to see on scene. Rico was adamant that he respond to all the calls in his district. He didn't want anyone to have to work more because of him. He was adamant that he'd carry additional load because he could, because he was capable. He was an incredibly motivated and inquisitive officer that did his best to be a better officer and a better human being at the end of every day. Rico is a friend who loves to laugh and make others laugh. He is humble enough to admit when he doesn't know and courageous enough to ask for help. I spent a lot of time talking to Rico, getting to know him over these last 2 years since he started with us. We talked about anything, where I learned that Rico is a loving father, husband. Rico is passionately obsessed with the Dogecoin. Just ask him. I was fortunate enough to have been convinced by Rico over the many conversations we've had to purchase them, because Rico just loves his cryptocurrencies. And I want to leave you guys with a story to give you essentially the idea of who Rico is. Shortly after I was asked to be here, my phone rang, and I was elated to see Rico across my caller ID. Rico and I spoke for the first time since his injury. There are no words to express the relief I felt hearing his voice. During our conversation, Rico told me about his time in the hospital. He told me several stories, however, one sums up his character. Rico told me about his visitors, how Chief Solberg came to visit him. Chief Solberg expressed gratitude for Rico's sacrifice, explained that Rico's career took a difficult path that is rare in our profession, and told him there's no shame if he retires after this incident. Rico looked Chief Solberg in the eyes and stated, "Nah, dog, I'm gonna be chief one day," or something like that. Rico has the integrity, passion, loyalty, and strength of character to make him an honorable police chief. If that is your goal, Rico, then we are the kind of friends that will support you along that path. Get well soon, Rico. We're all here for you, buddy.
Good morning. My name is Mike Angstead. I serve as an assistant chief with the Gilbert Police Department. A couple of things, just heartfelt sorrow from all of our officers to the Chandler Police Department for their loss. Also, just a huge thank you to the community and all their support to Officer Aranda's family. The night of the event, when I met with Adelia, we talked with the doctor. And with regard to Rico, you know, his recovery's trending upward now. He's doing pretty good, but the night of the event, we didn't know exactly how things were going to end. So also just a huge thanks to all the doctors at Chandler Regional Hospital. Their work was nothing short of a miracle, and we're just fortunate to have such good medical care in this valley. Thank you.
You might have some questions?
We'll probably, the last update you provided on online, we explained a little bit more about that, but I will go back and check the update on, obviously he's been moved out of ICU. Yeah, so it was primarily a head injury.
Do you mind if we ask Vidari? I know she can't talk about maybe the injuries in medical care, but just some other questions about her husband, just how he looks and the mood, and if she can come up real quick. She doesn't have to answer. She doesn't want to.
I can answer whatever I.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, yes.
Hi, I'm Claudia from ABC 15, and thank you for talking to us.
You're welcome.
We just, we don't know. I don't know Officer Aranda. He sounds like a funny guy that inspires others, but you're his wife. How has he been handling this in the hospital? I'm sure it's been really hard for you guys and your family. So
Yeah.
how is he? How's his mood, his spirits?
Oh my God! Anybody that knows my husband, they know he's a funny guy. Anybody, and he's very, uplifted. It's almost like if nothing happened to him. He just wakes up. He's like, I'm great. He feels like he's great, and he looks great. And he wakes up and makes jokes whenever he has the energy. There's time where he's really tired and he just wants to nap, and we let him get his brain rest. But other than that, he's so positive, and he knows he's gonna be good. He's never really if anything, he's like keeping me strong. Of course I'm doing my best too, but he's like, oh, we're gonna be good, don't worry, we're gonna be on vacation soon, be ready for the next baby, stuff like that. Yeah, he's just so positive about everything.
And you have 2 kids, right?
We do.
8 and 2 years old?
Yes, 8 and 2.
How has he been able to see them? How is he,
He was kind of hesitant on them seeing him this way. But now that he's a little bit more awake and kind of aware of his surroundings, we might be able to kind of do something like maybe set a time or a date, because kids aren't allowed at hospital still, but they might be able to do something about it, hopefully soon. So we're looking forward to that, yeah.
And you said he's out of ICU, which is awesome. And
Yes,
you said
yes.
He's at rehab now?
He's in a rehab center, yeah.
So it's mainly, I know it was a head injury. Is he able to move and talk and sort of act, physically?
Yes. So he did have a head injury, and the first day it was a little bit difficult because a lot of the medication and the surgery he just had. But as literally the next day, everybody was impressed because he was just like, moving and talking, chatting. He's a chatter. He had all the nurses laughing, and he can move all his body. It's just mostly the brain injury, pretty much, that I know of, yes.
He sounds like a super determined guy.
Oh, he is.
Talk often about returning to the job and getting back to work.
Oh, yes, he's gonna protect and serve, he said. He's gonna stay protecting and serving the community. He loves Gilbert PD. They're his second family, brotherhood, sisters, he loves them and he can't wait. He was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late for work. Like, he's like, I need to cancel my overtime. He's still, thinking about work, of course, he loves them. So he loves the community, and he says that, it was unfortunate what happened, but he wouldn't take back what he did. It's for the community, and that's what he signed up for.
Seeing the community's reaction, I'm sure you've seen some of it, on social media. There's fundraisers for him, the GoFundMe that was created. Clearly people want to give back and thank him for his service. How does that make you personally feel, seeing some of that stuff? I'm sure you've been, busy otherwise, but what you did see.
Yeah. You know what? At first it was a little overwhelming just because it's uncomfortable to even think about having to ask for help, but everybody made me feel so comfortable and let me know that it was okay to reach out and get help. And some of these people, I didn't even have to ask for help. They just did it on their own. They don't know us personally, but just the fact that they're supporting us, it's amazing. Like I said before, there's nothing like I'm forever in debt with everybody. Like for the massive support from everybody. Seriously, like I cannot stress it enough.
What, obviously he has a clear determination as we talked about wanting to be here and wanting to serve. Is that what got him originally wanting to be a police officer? I don't think anybody that does this job is short of passion, but it sounds like he has quite a bit of passion.
Oh, you know what? This is something he's always wanted. Ever since I met him, we've been together for 10 years, married for 4, and ever since I met him, he's wanting to be an officer. Like, this is his dream, and I don't think this is something he's just gonna, let go of. There's obstacles in the way, but that's just part of the job. I understand this is hard, and his job is not only for himself, it's like for the family. Like, there's nights that I'm up wondering, what time is he gonna text me? What's wrong? He hasn't called me, but it's just part of the job, and he's grateful, that he has this job, and this is something he's always wanted. It's his dream.
From how you've described him, how he is, as a man, how he is as an officer, he's still doing that, and that it seems like he's trying to be there for you when it's time for everyone to be there for him.
Yes, yeah, he's a very selfless man. He puts everybody else before him always, and he's super caring, great dad. He's always ready to learn new things. He's open to listening. Like, he will not turn anybody that is willing to teach him down. He knows that there's so much to learn, and he's very optimistic. He's always a happy person, no matter the situation. He always finds the positive on everything all the time. I cannot, like I said, everybody that knows him, they know how he is. He could be having a bad day, and I don't think anybody could really tell, because he's just that type of person, always very happy, always smiling, always cracking jokes, and such.
And he seems he's more worried about how you're doing through this than how he is doing.
Oh yeah, because in his mind he's good, and he is better, and in his mind he's just so worried about keeping me strong, because like I said, he's so strong, and in the relationship I can honestly say that he's the strongest one. He's always been my rock. Like, I can always count on him to be there for me, and I know I still can, and he can. I'm trying my best to stay strong, and with the help of everybody, the officers, they're helping me achieve that.
Do you know what's next in rehab? How long you might be there, or what?
I haven't got a chance to talk to them, but they will keep me updated today. As of that, they're gonna do an assessment to see how he's doing, what he's gonna need, how long he's gonna be in there. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. Yes.
One last question. Does anyone want
I mean, obviously in the beginning it was super heartbreaking. I couldn't handle it. It was a lot of stress, overwhelming, so many things in my mind that, I just didn't know what to think, how to think, but I thank God every day that he's alive, I pray for him all the time, and I'm so glad, I'm just so happy, that he's alive. And as time went by and I saw him joking, I'm like, there's my Rico. Like, that's the man that, that I want back. And like I said, he's so strong and he's gonna make it. He's ready to run if he has to,
Could you spell your last name?
Yes, it's ONTIVEROS.
Thank you so much for your time today.
You guys are welcome, and thank you guys so much for keeping him in your prayers and thoughts. It means a lot to, not only to me, to him and my whole family, his family, the officers, to everybody. It means so much. Thank you
Happy
guys.
to see him do well.
Yeah, so am I, believe me.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, I have one. I actually just got it. So this function here, I can email it out to you. The family? Yeah.
There's no other.
How old is he?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. If you just get both of you up to spell your names.
Yeah, again, it's Assistant Chief and then Mike, M-I-K-E, and last name's Angstead, A-N-G-S-T-E-A-D.